Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Millionaire Mindset Mornings, where each morning at 8 a.m. in the month of September, I am coming to you live and sharing with you some tips, tricks, and strategies for your business. Okay, I am Rita the Gold Digger. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. But if you are catching the replay, I am so glad to have you as well. And if you are a fellow gold digger who has been tuning in, y'all know I love to have y'all as well. I'm doing my quick social media checks to make sure we are good, and we are going to jump into it, y'all. I don't have a lot of notes today. So I am going to be jumping in and getting this going really, really quickly, which will work in my favor so I can get off to work. But it looks like we're good on all ends. What's up, April? Good to see you. She says, good morning, all. I'm glad you were able to catch it again. All right, so y'all, I'm gonna try and give this to you quick, fast, and dirty. Today, I told y'all on yesterday, we are gonna be talking about unlocking the fast track formula, how to build speed and secure the bag without burning out, because we do not want you to burn out as you're securing the bag. Because on yesterday, I showed you how you can make some quick wins. Or how to keep building momentum in your business, so to speak. All right. So we want to keep building on that, but we don't want you to burn out. All right. It doesn't mean anything if you're broke and burnt out. Okay. So that's what we're going to be talking about. How can you keep your momentum going without burning out? So as always, I usually give you 3 points, and then I'm going to have an action step for you to take. So let's go ahead and get into the first point. The first point I have on today is quick wins equal quick bags. All right. So it's all about making quick money. I shared with y'all, I'm doing a side hustle workshop on Tuesdays. We're going to be entering week 4 of that. So you can always catch the replays of the previous weeks. But the whole goal of that side hustle workshop was for you to make some quick money, at least $100 within a month if you followed that strategy. So same thing, quick wins equals quick bags to help create the momentum. Now, here's the thing. In order to build momentum and get those quick bags, here's what y'all need to do though. You need to forget being perfect. All right. Speed is your new BFF. All right. Speed is your new best friend. Some of y'all are not getting the wins because you are too busy perfecting stuff or trying to make it look all nice and pristine. Now, I'm not saying go in there and have stuff looking all sloppy and stuff. That is not what I'm saying. But oftentimes the things that we are creating, the things that we are making are good enough. We talked about that a couple of days ago with the 80-20 rule, okay? It should be about 80% to where you want it to be, and the other 20% is probably not going to matter, okay? So forget perfect. Capitalize on that speed. Let me put the first point in the chat. So quick wins equals quick bags. Quick wins equals quick bags. So just remember that. Forget perfect. It's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. You just need to get it out there so you can see what people are liking, what they don't like, and start making some money. The other thing, when it comes to quick wins equals quick bags, I need you to chase dollars and not distractions. And I am so guilty of this. I am so guilty of this. All right. You need to prioritize what actually pays, because you oftentimes as entrepreneurs, we have so many different ideas. We have so many different things or talents that we have and things that we can create and turn into income, that we'll get distracted. And instead of completing one project, we'll go down the rabbit hole and start another project. Okay. But I need you to actually chase the dollars and not distractions. Now, how this also forms is, even when we're working on things in our business, sometimes we are not working on the tasks that will actually generate money. We're doing like the busy work. And that's not to say neglect the busy work, but I really want you to focus on the income generating tasks and not busy work. I had to check myself this week on that very issue. Like, hey, this is not a money generating task. It's an interesting task. It's a fun task. You don't mind so much doing it or learning about it and stuff like that. But we got to focus on the main thing. We need the main thing. And the main thing in the business is making money. So chase dollars, not distractions. That was part of point 1, but I think I'm going to put that in the chat. Chase dollars and not distractions. so you don't get distracted. And distractions could be other things. You could be, watching Netflix or something like that, doing something you ain't, really not supposed to be doing, but have gotten caught up in the moment. So make sure you are chasing the dollars and not focusing on the distractions. All right. Also, when it comes to quick wins equals quick bags, your confidence grows with every coin you collect. So you got to stack those little wins. And we talked about that on yesterday. Okay. When you stack those small wins, that helps to build your confidence. All right. So here's what I want you to do, or here's an example with quick wins equals quick bags. All right. Instead of you spending 3 months perfecting your product, your course, that t-shirt, whatever it is that you're trying to sell, go ahead and do like a pre-sale offer. All right. Go ahead, put it out there like, hey, I got this product coming, or I got this service coming, or I have this t-shirt or this candle or whatever coming. Go ahead and put your pre-sales out there. Okay. And then you can sell it in a smaller quantity versus that big quantity that you might be trying to do. All right. So you can start generating money in the bank now. Let's move on to point number 2. Point number 2 is you need, because we're trying not to burn out as we make this money. All right. So the point number 2 I have is you need to bag it without the breakdown. All right. Secure the bag without the breakdown. So we want to get our coins, stack our money without the stress. All right. So that is point number 2. And I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into that. Bag the money without the breakdown. Without the breakdown. Because we need you to be around. And that's what sometimes happens too as entrepreneurs. We start off really good, but then we get overwhelmed. And so that makes our money inconsistent. All right. So you have to put an expiration date on your hustle. You need to clock in and clock out. All right. I've talked to you about this. You need to treat your side hustle kind of like a job, in the sense of, these are my hours that I'm working on my business. This is the time I clock in for my business. This is the time I clock out for my business. The reason for that is so you're not working all crazy hours in the night or in the early morning. Okay. Put a limit on it. And also, when you start putting limits on it too, it gives you a better sense of how long it's taking you to get some of these projects done. Okay. You said I need to send out 5 emails, but now it's 2 hours later. Like, what is slowing you down from sending out those 5 emails? Okay. Or why did it take you 2 hours to send out those 5 emails? Is it because you had to draft a proposal or something like that? So when you start setting time limits on those things, it allows you to see, how can I better manage my time, instead of falsely thinking, okay, well, let me give myself 30 minutes to send out these emails. And emails is just an arbitrary example. And then you find out it actually takes you an hour to send out the emails. So put a limit on it. Okay. So that you don't grind out while you're grinding. All right. So we don't want you to break down as you're securing the bag. Now, with that being said, you need to outsource certain tasks. So if you're finding that certain tasks are taking a long time, see how you might be able to streamline it. Okay. I know oftentimes you might have a small team, but sometimes there's tools that you can use, AI tools and stuff like that, that you can possibly use to help you to streamline it. Okay. So that you're not doing all the work and burning out. See what you can automate. See what you can outsource, especially when it comes to repetitive tasks, no matter how small they might be. Be like, oh, it's not a big deal. I can do this little thing. But it's really draining your energy, not just your physical energy, but also your mental energy and your mental capacity. Because when you have to focus on something little, small and minor and minute, that keeps you from focusing on the big picture and creating new and exciting and innovative ideas for your business. Okay. So even though it might be something small, you can't necessarily put your focus on it. I tell that to my team sometimes. It's like, I don't have time to focus on this little minute thing. I know it might sound a little, I won't say, I don't know. It might sound a little privileged or whatever, but it's like, literally, I don't have time to focus on that. That is what I have you guys for, because my issues that I need to focus on are bigger. Like I tell them, like, there are certain things that only I can do. So if it's a task that only I can do, that's the task I need to focus on. If it's a task that, yeah, I could do, but really you all can do as well, why am I doing it? Because the task that only I can do, I can't even focus on because I'm focusing on small things. And I'm not trying to sound harsh, but I know I'm giving it to you pretty direct, but that's how you really have to look at it. You can't focus on the small things that possibly you could outsource or have someone else to do, because it keeps you from doing the big picture things or the things that only you can do. And so if you're doing all those small things and now it's time for you to do that big thing or that big task, you don't have the energy, you don't feel motivated or feel like you have the capacity sometimes to do it, because you have gotten drained on the little small things. Yeah, it only took 5 minutes. Yeah, it only took 10 minutes. It's little things here and there that you're tackling, but now it's time for you to work on that big picture thing, and you don't necessarily have the mental capacity, the mental brainwidth, and the mental not brainwidth, bandwidth, to be able to tackle those things. All right, so outsource small tasks. Okay, outsource or automate those small tasks. And also, I want you to remember, momentum ain't a marathon. All right. And momentum is not you in marathon mode. Is you sprint and you rest. Okay, you sprint and you rest. Some of us just been sprinting and not taking the rest. So I need you to mix up the tasks that take a lot out of with rest periods. We forget the rest period. So you need to start scheduling that stuff in. All right. You need to realistically look at stuff. Maybe you have a launch. Maybe you have a product. Maybe you have this big distribution that you're trying to do, or this big project that you're working on. But just like you have tasks for you to complete for those projects, or for whatever it is you're launching in your business, make sure you put in periods of rest. Okay. I have learned that, hey, sometimes what we have to do is we'll have meetings in my regular business. We'll have meetings with different clients and stuff, and they'll tell us about stuff. And then we'll have another meeting with another client. I said I had to talk to my staff and say, hey, we're not taking on any more meetings, because until we start implementing the stuff we learned at these previous meetings. Because what would happen is we would just keep taking on meetings, and then we're trying to juggle implementing stuff, and we still got meetings with other clients and stuff like that going on. It's like, no, we got to limit how many clients we see a month, so that once we meet with these certain clients, we have some time factor in for us to implement the strategies or the products and stuff that they have just taught us about or shown us about. Okay. So we had to take a step back and say, hey, no more meetings right now, or we're only limiting to 1 or 2 meetings a month, so that we'll have time in the latter part of the month to be able to actually implement the stuff that they talked about at the meetings. Okay. So you got to, same thing with you. You have to schedule in those rest periods. All right. So yeah, that was point number 2. And let me see. April has a comment. She says, yeah, April says you can even create an AI agent to do repetitive tasks for you. That's right. Yes. Y'all better use AI. Y'all better use AI to your advantage. If not, you will get left behind. Don't be afraid of AI. The school systems are just catching on, because I want to say in our area, they're talking about how to incorporate AI into the classrooms. We're just a couple of years ago when it was really coming out, like ChatGPT was getting popular. And I remember my daughter, she was saying like how they're banning them using AI. And I was like, I don't know why they're trying to ban AI. I said, AI is about to take over. I said, they need to be teaching y'all how to use it responsibly. And 2 years later, they're always slow. They're just now getting on board to figure out how they can responsibly teach AI. Because I was like, it's like the internet. It's not going away. And just like you have to be careful with what you search on the internet and what sites you go to and stuff like that, same thing with AI. Everybody was like threatened about AI because they thought their jobs were going to be lost. But AI is just a tool that you can use. And we need to be teaching our people, not our people, our students, how to use it responsibly. But yeah, get on board with AI. If you are not on board with AI, you better figure out what you need to do so you don't get left behind. All right. Excuse me. Point number 3. I need you to protect your peace as you secure the bag. All right. Let's talk about that. What's up, Still Rocks? I see you join. Good to see you. All right. So this is point 3. Let me see how I'm doing on time. So yeah, I'm going to do this and then we're going to be wrapping up soon. Protect your peace while you secure the bag. Well, I put secure the paper because y'all know I like alliteration. All right, protect your peace while you secure the paper. All right, let me break that down. All right, when you set boundaries in your business, that helps protect your bank account. All right, so you can't let folks nickel and dime your time. All right, you don't let people nickel and dime you when it comes to your money, or maybe some of y'all do, because some of y'all don't be charging like y'all supposed to be charging. But anyway, that's a topic for another day. But don't let people also nickel and dime your time. Okay, time is your most valuable asset. I always tell people, I don't want you to waste anything, but I'd rather you waste my money than waste my time, because my time is something that I cannot get back. I can always make more money, but I can't get more time. And I don't even know how much time I have. Only God knows how much time I have. So I don't like anybody to waste my time. And I try not to waste anybody else's time in the same regard. So the respect that I want given to me is the respect that I show other people as well. But don't let people nickel and dime you when it comes to your time. And not only do I say y'all undervalue when it comes to charging the right price, but y'all also undervalue your time and how much that is worth. Okay, you need to set clear boundaries with your client. Also, you need to set clear boundaries with family and friends so that they're not monopolizing your time or causing distractions with your time when you need to be working on your business. Okay, hear me when I say that. That's not to say don't hang out with friends and family, but you have to set boundaries to say, hey, I can't go out, I can't do this, I'm not going to be able to make it to this particular function because I am focused on my business. I'm focused on achieving these goals. Okay, and that goes back to the other point when it says you need to also know when to clock in and clock out of your business, because if you have set those times, you'll be better at managing those boundaries when it comes to family and friends. Okay, so that nobody is overstepping, that nobody is wasting your time as well. And sometimes when you have a business, sometimes friends and family might try and take advantage of it, but set clear boundaries when it comes to that. Also, how you can protect your peace as you secure the paper is you need to schedule your money moves and your me moves. Okay, because both of them matter. So schedule money and me time. I have meetings with myself. I sit down just like I have meetings with my staff. I have meetings with myself as the CEO, where I need to map out things that I need to talk about or discuss in my business for the next steps. So you need to have your money time as well as your me time. And I also have my, self-care time and everything. You need to do the same thing. And you also need to know when to slow down, so that you are not grinding out. So recognize when you need to pause, so that the momentum that you're building does not become mayhem. All right. So you have to know yourself. I tell y'all all the time that as an entrepreneur, business owner, side hustler, you have to be so self-aware. You have to be so self-aware of the things that drain your energy, break you down, what motivate you, all that kind of stuff. So as well as just be aware of like how you're feeling and stuff, so that you know when to put pauses on stuff, when you can press the gas and keep going. But you have to be tapped in and tuned in to yourself. Okay. But that's all I have. Real quick, I'm going to do a recap and then I'm going to give you your millionaire mindset step. So the first tip I had was quick wins equals quick bags. So quick wins help create momentum. The second tip I had was you got to bag that money without the breakdown. So I want you to stack the bag without creating stress or stacking stress. And the third point was I need you to protect your peace as you secure the paper. All right. Now, your millionaire mindset action step I want you to take is I need you to name one quick win that you can launch this week that brings you money without draining your soul. Okay. What is one quick win you could do that brings you money without draining your soul? Okay, because we don't want to get burnt out as we're doing this. All right, drop it in the chat. I want you to put my fast track move is, and I actually got to think about this. I'm gonna put this in the chat. My fast track move is, but this is for y'all to put in, as well as just to think about in general. What is going to be your fast track move? I got to think about mine because I got a lot of stuff going on right now. My fast track move is, and let me know so I can encourage you and keep you going, keep you motivated so you can keep that momentum as well as make that money. And I'm also want to know who is actually serious serious about securing the bag. Some of us be talking a good game, but we don't have no actions to back it up. So I need to know who's serious about securing the bag as well as creating balance. All right, tomorrow we are going to dive a little bit deeper into boundaries. So we're going to be talking about bankroll and boundaries, how to keep your coins growing without letting chaos creep in. All right, so that's what we'll be talking about. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe. And be sure to tune in tomorrow at 8 a.m. Oh, also, Side Hustle Saturday is coming up. I do have a poll posted on my social media accounts and on YouTube for you to vote on the topic. So I am going to be tallying the votes on, or seeing what was the most popular, not tallying the votes. It'll show me which one was the most popular by the end of today. Yeah, today is Friday. So by the end of today, so that I can start working on the topic tomorrow morning. And it'll probably be, I'll probably do Side Hustle Saturday. It's probably going to be 1 o'clock, just because I'll be working on the topic that morning. So it's probably going to be 1 o'clock. All right. But yeah, that is all I have. Also, check out the Tipsy Tuesday video, because that was also very helpful. And April says, I don't even know. I got to have a chat with AI to to figure out my fast track move. Yes, that is a chat with Chat GPT and see what it is. Whatever you're working on this week, say, hey, how can I make this into a fast track move so that I can make some money? All right, but that's all I have. I'm about to get ready for work. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. It is Friday, y'all. Happy Friday. I hope y'all have a great weekend. Take care.